What it do? What it do? What it do? I've been thinking about it, and it's kind of crazy to me that there's a couple billion people on the planet, and every single one of them has a unique dream. Obviously, some of them are different than others, and some of them are overlapping, but everyone sees himself as the main character in their story. I think that I've been thinking about it, and I think it's crazy that so few people truly make those dreams happen. Some of them are less extreme than others. Some people want to change the world, some people just want to live a simple life, which there's no knock in that. But I've been thinking, and something that's been sticking with me for a very long time at this point was a TikTok. It's a clip of Jinxie, and someone asked him, they're like, you're just lucky that your dreams happen at such a young age. First, he explains the situation, how he streamed every day for to nobody for like 3 years, if not longer, and then he goes on this. He really clip farms, really does. He goes, most men die at 25, but don't be buried until they're 70. And then he goes on to explain the quote, and I'll give a brief explanation. When you let your dreams die, you die. A part of you dies. The joy that you have for life starts to seep out of you, starts to leave you, and it starts to decay, because what do you have to live for if you can't do what you want to do in life? How are you going to have motivation to go through, to wake up every day, to be your best self for your family whenever you wish you were living someone else's life? I think there are a couple reasons people don't accomplish their dreams. Although, in my teens, so what do I know? I think failure, the fear of failure. People don't want to start. The fear of success, even. What if they do make it happen? Are they good enough for that? The fear of what other people are going to say, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of letting other people dictate their lives. I think that not having a spine is a huge problem and a common theme between these. And the last one would be discipline. We'll get into that later, but I want to tell a story about someone else. I want to tell a story about a musical producer. First, in high school, he was an artist. He's a painter. And then he goes to college, goes to Chicago Institute of Art for 2 years. And he starts to really fall in love with music more than he was before. Even though when he was little in his mom's house, he was always chopping up beats and stuff. Well, in college, he was told that he's crazy. An artist, a painter, doing music? Are you ridiculous? Are you an imbecile? You're just a dreamer, bro. Just paint, bro. Just paint. And he dropped out of college, started to really make beats, go to different record labels, and he was making a good living for himself. Goes to New York, and he gets in with a very big rapper at the time, top of the game, and he's making all the beats for him, and he's making all the beats for his whole group. And then he really started to press this idea that he wanted to rap too. He wanted to make his own music, not just beats. He wanted to make albums. He wanted to be the guy. And everyone around him was like, "You're ridiculous. You're insane. Who do you think you are? You're just a producer, bro. No one cares about your voice." And then he messed around, did the chopping of the beats, made some samples, made some stuff, made some beats, made some songs, releases his first single, top six charts, ridiculous. And then goes and he makes an album, and it's number one album. And he wins a Grammy, multiple Grammys for that album actually. Makes another album, multiple Grammys for that album. His third album, he goes out, he makes his album, pays a ridiculous amount of money for those features and for those samples, and wins every Grammy he can. Makes what's considered the best hip hop rap album of all time. And then he loses some people in his life, and then he makes his fourth album about heartbreak. People are like, dude, this is ridiculous. This is so different. Like, this is, who does he think he is? Using auto tune like this? It's not even real singing. I'll leave the story there because, I mean, you could probably guess who it is, and they're top of the game for 20 years. But if you look at music now, that album that everyone was saying auto tune, he's ruining music with auto tune, and he's crazy for using that. All the kids use auto tune now. He changed the game. And you can even go further with one of his later albums. He made the music he wanted to make. He did what he wanted to do, and he ended up changing the world. My point of the story is that he didn't have the fear of what other people thought. He accomplished his dreams over and over again. Now, let's dig into discipline. I think this is going to be a big topic for a lot of people. I'll go ahead and tell one more story, actually, because this one's very close to me. So, somebody who I know, when they were in college, or we'll go a little bit younger. When they were in middle school and elementary, they were in their local newspaper. That's how good they were at baseball. They were the guy. People were looking at his games and shit. Like, he was the stuff. He had it. Well, he wasn't in the weight room ever. And as he grows up, everyone gets a little bigger than him. Don't get me wrong, this kid's a stud. But whenever he's graduating high school, he's the only one of the starting nine that didn't go D1. Goes to a JUCO, balls out, hits like 400, and then transfers to a school in San Antonio. Now they're a D1, but at the time I think they were a D3. Well, he hits like 400. He's a stud. Even though he's in the gym now, he's out partying his ass off. He's participating in hookup culture. He ends up having a kid. And all those nights, all that stress, all those nights of bad sleep, all those days where he goes home hammered, that catches up with him. And you know what? He tore his rotator cuff, and now he can't play the field, and he has a kid on the way. And even though he still hit almost 400, he's not useful to the team anymore because they can replace. He's replaceable. He's not a complete player anymore. So he had to watch his dreams die. That's why seeing people like him and other people around me that they don't care enough. They don't make the sacrifices they need to make. They don't do the little things. That's what discipline is. It's doing the little things right every single time. Making sure that there is no chance somebody will outwork you and no chance someone will do the smarter thing than you. I think discipline is really the number one thing that makes sure people don't achieve their dreams. It's not they're not good enough. It's that they have a fear of failure, a fear of other people judging them, a fear of their own success that maybe they're not good enough for it, and that stops them from starting. And even if they start and they go one, two times, maybe they don't have the discipline and they give up, or maybe they go 2 weeks and they give up. I want you to accomplish your dreams. I want to accomplish my dreams. I'm going to accomplish my dream. But doing every single thing you can is discipline, and it means the little things have to be done right. Thank y'all for watching the whole video. If you stayed to the end, please drop a like. Put in the comment section what y'all think I should talk about next. To recap, we talked about Jinxie having a nice quote, talking about your dreams. We talked about an artist achieving his dreams despite everyone telling him it was impossible. And we talked about a sad story about someone who is very close to me that they was unable to accomplish their dreams. Alright, I'll catch y'all.